Happy Friday, y'all. We back. Salute to all you men out there who have morals, integrity, and self-respect. And you also demand respect. Salute to y'all. Society is trying to feminize a lot of you out there. Society is trying to make you out there, you men out there, feel like you're insecure when you put pressure. I don't say put pressure, but when you are not afraid to speak your mind. And if you're in a relationship or you're connected to someone of the opposite sex, and maybe she's being inappropriate or is misrepresenting herself or not respecting her body and trying to be for the streets, and you say something, people are going to try to make you feel like you're the problem. But salute to y'all, because you have to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. And I think the funny thing is, a few days ago, a woman had said that a man is intimidated by a confident woman. But I had disagreed with that, because not a man who is a little boy or who thinks like a boy, but I'm talking about a real man who values himself and respects women, but expects women to represent themselves in the best way possible and lead by example, especially when there's children watching both us grown men and grown women, and they mimic stuff we do. Men are going to be ridiculed for having morals and holding women accountable for when they act inappropriate, just like real men hold other men accountable when they're not representing us the right way. Now, this lady, she said, now she was single, so I think she convinced herself that men are intimidated by her, or just women in general, because of her confidence. But no, I remember I made my video. Of course, I didn't reply. Actually, it was a woman who actually corrected this woman as well, and I was just putting my 2 cents in on it, because the chick I follow, she reacted to the video of this lady claiming that men are intimidated by confident women, and she corrected her. But also, I added my 2 cents in, and I said, no, men are not intimidated by confident women at all. I think that's, if anything, real men are attracted to confident women, because men don't want to be involved with a woman who is very, very insecure and is always trying to alter herself, her features, because she don't really truly love herself. And she's always trying to find acceptance gain acceptance from society and her followers. But my theory on that, or my answer was, no, men just don't have the time and the patience for women with stank attitudes and women that don't represent themselves the best way possible. There's too many women these days who have this arrogance and this ego about them, and can be very narcissistic into thinking that they can do no wrong, and that the way they represent themselves is the best representation of a woman. That's not always the case. And I'm not talking about all women. I'm just talking about certain women, especially certain women who go out their way to tear down men and would tell the world what men lack and what men are not doing and what value men don't have. But then they walk around and act like They have all the value. Well, if that's the case, then why don't you have a man? Why aren't you happy? Why are you constantly tearing down men at the expense of uplifting yourself? If you really was happy, and if men were really this much of an issue to you, you wouldn't even be mentioning their name. You wouldn't even give energy to men. And this is for all these women that's out here that's tearing down men every chance they get because they're miserable with their own lives. If men were not that important to you, and if men was not on your mind on a daily basis, you wouldn't go out your way to try to tear men down. And then for the life of me, I don't understand how some of these women can tear men down, but then expect to attract a good man. It don't work like that. Like, if I was tearing down all women, and if I said, man, these women ain't shit. Ain't nothing but bitches, hoes, and bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. If I was preaching that, then I would be retarded to think that I'm going to attract a real good quality woman, when any woman that can go on my platform should be like, no, all this nigga do is say women ain't shit and women ain't nothing but sluts, hoes, and bitches. Why the fuck would I give this nigga any time of the day? Same thing for a man. Why would a man give you the time or the day or his energy when every chance you get, you're tearing him down? You're crucifying him just to try to uplift yourself. Where they do that at? But Miss Keke Palmer, a lot of people have been trying to defend her. There was a couple of people that came in my comments. One chick that came in my comments, in her defense, because I made a video a few days ago about Keke and just gave my little thoughts about the situation. This young lady came in my comments and said, you don't know what she's going through. She had a baby. Her body's been through some things, and sometimes a woman needs a confidence booster, and this was something to help boost her confidence. But in my mind, I was like, well, is that the only option for a woman to boost her confidence? Is to show her ass? Is to reveal herself? Is that what society is training women to think these days? That in order for them to feel valuable again and feel beautiful and wanted and feel like the prize, they have to sexualize themselves. You're telling me, this is what you're telling me. You're telling me that you have to thirst trap, and in order to feel like you're back on your game, in order to feel like you are back confident, or at least in order to be back confident in yourself, you have to make yourself a sex item or something that something that a man can lust for, in order for you to feel like you're validated again. I don't know. Some of the excuses that some of these women are making is just ridiculous. And it goes to show you why there are more and more and more women that are single and miserable. Because a lot of women just don't get it. They feel like if they empower themselves with telling each other what they want to hear and making them and agreeing with each other's opinions, then that is the answer. That's the way. Like, if it's more than enough, if it's like 1,000 women that band together and agree, and they agree on the same thing, then they feel like they're on the right path, or they feel like what they agree on is right or true. But sometimes that's not always the case. You can have a flock of 500 sheep and you're the shepherd. But if that shepherd is not leading those sheep on the right path and leading them astray, he can lead them to the slaughterhouse. He can lead them to a pack of wolves. And they will be ripped to shreds. But because they were all in solidarity, these sheep, and they thought that they were on the same path and they all agreed to the same things, it blinded them from seeing the dangers of where they were going. So just because a bunch of women band together in agreement with their opinions don't mean that they are right. And people try to destroy Keke's baby daddy when, he told her, like, it's the alpha though, you're a mom. What was wrong with him saying that? What's wrong with him feeling a way that she would do that when she knows she got her whole man at home, and then she over here thirst trapping and doing stuff? Like, I'm not saying she had something going on with Usher. I know he was just entertaining, doing his job as an artist. But there's a way you can go about doing certain things. And the thing that disappoints me is that these women have this pride and they think that they can just act any old kind of way and men have to accept it. It's like, we get that a lot of rights were taken away from women, or a lot of women in the time, especially during the civil rights movement times or whatever, or slavery times or whatever, women of all races had struggles even being able to live equally with men. And I don't agree with that. I feel like women should be able to live just as free and equal to men. So I don't believe in men trying to control women and trying to treat them like they're just here on this planet to just serve men. I don't agree with that. But at the same time, I don't agree with women thinking that because they have the rights and the laws and everything that's in their favor now, I don't agree with the fact that they think they can just act in any kind of way and misrepresent themselves and lead our children on a path of destruction and think it's okay, and think us men are just supposed to just sit back and be like, well, because of the forefathers of this country, man, I guess we got to just let them just do what they do. Well, us men are not the ones from the old times. We didn't have nothing to do with the way men treated women back in the day. And to be honest, it changed. Once the 70s, 80s, 90s hit, men was treating women a lot better. This is why we had R&B, soul, and just a lot of love songs to uplift the woman, to show her how valuable she is. So when that came, and when men, I'm not talking about rappers who was calling women bitches and hoes. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about men who will go out of their way to show women how special they are. Whether it was through a song, through doing something romantic for them. Men really, really tried to be gentlemen to these women. But unfortunately, women let that get to their head, and that made women feel like they're entitled to everything. And it made women feel like men are here for them. A lot of these women on this planet think that men are just here to serve them, and all the stuff that's been built on this planet, from cars, houses, businesses, products, merchandise, merch, all of that, they think all of that is all for them. And that's the delusional way to look at life. This is for everybody. That's a selfish way to think. It's like there's too many women nowadays, they don't care about nobody. They don't care about their kids. They don't care about their spouses. They don't care about their family, loved ones. They just care about just being a product. They just care about elevating themselves. It's a evil, wicked, prideful attitude towards life. But y'all destroying yourself, because what happens is y'all end up going through these up and down emotional roller coasters. And when y'all get depressed, y'all get really depressed. Y'all beat yourselves down, always thinking y'all not good enough. It's not always a man's fault that y'all think y'all not good enough. So it's just some of y'all that don't really love yourself. So Keke, her having to do that, I just feel like, that was just extra. You desperate to be reaccepted into the industry, Hollywood, something. I said in one of my other videos that I felt like Janelle Monáe kind of helped. She set the standard again, or she started a new trend of where, if you reveal yourself, you will be resurrected, or you'll be that bitch, I guess. I don't know. But as beautiful as Janelle Monáe is, I was disappointed and a little hurt that she would go that route, because I thought out of all people, Janelle Monáe was going to be the one who was going to bring back the solidarity and the empowerment in women, but the right way, not the sexual seductive way. I mean, men don't respect women who display themselves like that. They may lust after women who display themselves like that and want to crave and have sex with them and spend and maybe trick some money off on women like that, but they don't value that woman. They're not going to marry that type of woman. So Keke's value dropped tremendously, in my opinion, after that, because it was unnecessary. And for some of the ladies that make excuses and say, y'all just trying to kill her self-esteem, and y'all just trying to this and that. It's like, come on, y'all sound ridiculous. Y'all know y'all just trying to make excuses because y'all probably do the same thing she do, and y'all trying to justify it because y'all are into doing that same thing, thirst trapping and trying to get attention by exposing yourself, revealing yourself. Yeah, y'all not smart, because y'all gonna be the main ones being toxic, tearing down men, saying men ain't this, men ain't that, but you over here being a digital prostitute, showing the whole world, all your followers and whoever that you can reach out to, your body parts. But you think you got value in that. You think a man is supposed to respect you and value you because you're doing that. Who raised y'all? That's why I miss the old school moms and grandmas, man, because they didn't play that shit. Y'all would have got y'all asses beat for even thinking y'all can go out in the streets acting like that and looking like that. That's the problem. Y'all didn't get y'all asses whooped. Y'all grandmas and y'all moms didn't beat y'all ass. But this is the insane society we live in right now, where women think they can look like hoes and prostitutes and strippers, but they should be respected like a queen, a goddess, a woman. So when one of these days somebody's gonna hold you women, you foul women, that's accountable, and one of these queens is gonna set the standard. They're gonna start a new trend. Maybe hashtag keep it on. Keep your clothes on. Cover your body. Attract a man through your mind. Stop relying on attracting a man through your body. If all you can do is attract a man through your body, you ain't got no value anyway. Try to attract a man, win a man over with your intellect, your aura. How about that?